What's up, fellas? Hey, it's a beautiful day today outside. It's actually dark because you just got off work, exhausted, I might add. It's Cody and Mel,
Hello.
and we have a little something for you in case she didn't just flash it right there.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, she's got a little bling bling on her finger. Go ahead and show them.
I do.
Yeah, I did that. Okay.
It's
Big
about
move.
time.
Yeah, oh yeah, big moves. It took me a little bit. Okay, it took me 6 years and 7 months, something like that.
Almost 7 years.
Yeah, something crazy. Almost 7 years, she says. I mean, we got May 19th, 2013.
Yeah. Wow.
That's when we
What's
first
the new
started
date?
dating. December the 22nd, 2019.
Wow.
That's when it officially happened. December 17th is actually when I bought the ring. You might be hearing a little rustling going on around here, and the reason why is because Melissa's had a pet dog for quite some time.
He's not a pet. He is my child.
Okay. His name's Cooper. Cooper, are you going to make a grand appearance here? This is Cooper, golden retriever, full bred, beautiful, beautiful dog. He's basically a lap dog. Not good for duck hunting. He's just
Not good for
here.
anything but
Yeah.
being a dog.
Yeah. Melissa actually got him when he was a puppy.
Oh, yeah.
Did you reserve him before he was born? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she had already put her name in the drawing before he was even born. And whenever he was, 6 weeks, you got to take him home. And it was really awesome because I ended up having daycare for him and he pooped all over the crate. So there's that. Okay. Basically what we did is we went on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and basically asked you guys what you want us to answer as far as questions go. So you guys poured in. I know I gave you guys 3 hours to do it, but here we are. It's 8 o'clock, 8:30ish, and we're answering questions just like that. I put them in a Word document here for us, and we're going to go for it. So the first question is, how did you propose? Now this one's a pretty good introductory into this episode because it's a long one. Okay, so I'd been thinking about it for a while as far as when I was going to propose, how I was going to do it, where I was going to do it, that type of thing. The original plan was, and this should just attest to the fact that nothing goes to plan, but the original plan was that I was going to go to Lake Weddington, which we live off Weddington in Fayetteville.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I was going to go to Lake Weddington, and I was going to go for a stroll with her, which if that didn't give a red flag, I don't know what would. But I would figure out some divisive plan to where I'm like, oh, you know what? We should go to Lake Weddington. And then we'd go to Lake Weddington.
Never been there a day in our lives.
Yeah, well, take a stroll along the waters, whatever you want to call it. And then there would be a photographer off in the distance, and then it would be a me and her moment, which is what she wanted. But I was gonna ask for permission, okay, for permission, blessing, whatever you want to call it, from her parents and her grandparents. I was gonna do that that Monday, okay. That Monday I was gonna ask, and we were gonna go out to eat. It was gonna be my family, her family, not her, and we were gonna go out to eat at barbecue. Very classy, right? We were going to eat some barbecue, and I was going to ask, hey, I love your daughter so much. I've dated her for 7 years. We're basically already engaged, but I haven't dropped the question. I want to ask you guys for blessing, for whatever people are supposed to do before they get engaged. I had a whole script, ready. I had points for every family member that she had, and I was going to go one by one and tell them how special they are to me and to her as well, and how much they have impacted her into the lovely woman that she is today. But that was all thrown out the window.
Because I don't like surprises.
Because Melissa's a genius, and she is a really, really smart girl, which is part of the reason why I'm dating her. But, part of the reason why I am engaged to her, okay, she just whispered in my ear and said we're not dating anymore. But, she's so smart, and she really sniffed it out. She figured out, that it's pretty weird how her family and my family are going out to eat at a barbecue joint at 6 p.m.
Without me.
Without her, and it was I don't really know, what. And so she kind of sniffed it out, and so I had to scramble that Sunday. Literally the day before. I was going to ask for a blessing. I had to scramble, and I was like, okay, well, her mom is supposed to start, taking me and her pic. Every Christmas around that season, she wants to take pictures. Her mom's a photographer. She wants to take pictures of me and her, which is great because I get free photography sessions with her. I mean, I break the camera by myself, but when I'm with her, it works out. She was going to take our pictures that evening, that afternoon, and I'd literally, so I went duck hunting. I woke up to go duck hunting at 2 a.m. that morning. Sunday morning, okay? Here's the time frame. Went duck hunting that morning, 2 a.m. Got home at 10. Got to church at 11. Got out at probably 12:30. Went back to my place, and I was scrambling. I mean, because she had already sniffed it out. I didn't know what to do. So I asked her mom, I was like, I want you to be honest with me. Do you want to be a part of this? Because I know it's your biological daughter. I understand that it's your bloodline and it's your immediate bloodline. So I want you to be a part of it if you want to be a part of it. But if you don't, that's totally okay. I have another plan, Lake Weddington, set aside. But if you want to be a part of it, I want it to be special just as much for you as it is for her. And I understand that, you're supposed to go with what your future fiance wants, but I'm not just marrying you. I'm marrying your whole family too. And so I told her mom, I said, if you want to be a part of it, you can be a part of it. And so sure enough, she said, yes, I want to be there. I want to either be a photographer, do something. I want to be a part of it. So sure enough, that evening, I put the ring in my left pocket, and I tried to blend it in with my keys. Apparently it didn't work out because she sniffed that out as well. But we got there, and we were initially supposed to take pictures at the Capitol, but it turns out that I told her that I didn't want them done at the Capitol.
Hold on. I drove all the way to the Arkansas State Capitol to meet everyone. And then as soon as I'm there for like 10 minutes. And then I get a phone call. Hey, we're not going there anymore. So I had to backtrack myself out of downtown Little Rock to a whole different place. End of my rant.
So we went to the Clinton Bridge, and that's pretty much where I wanted to do it because I'm an engineer. The Clinton Bridge is just a fantastic, not only just beautiful, it's just like really good engineering. So we went to this bridge, we got some pictures taken. I had her take a picture of her holding her hand on my chest, like she thought it was just her holding my chest when really it wasn't. I was really trying to get a picture of before and after, and it worked out. It worked out, but towards the end, her family showed up. Her whole entire family was there at the end, and it was just really, really good. It was a special moment. My mom cried because I'm her little baby, she's letting go, and it was a pretty good day. But that's pretty much how I proposed. It was a Clinton Bridge, and it was a bunch of scrambling going on. That's no plan. It just happened. How I got the ring, that's another question. How'd you get the ring? Basically, I was on my way. It was December 17th. It was a Tuesday. I was on my way home from work, and I was literally thinking, I'm like, okay, I need to get a ring soon because I'm going to see her parents next Monday. We had already had this set up. I'm going to have a ring. And so I went to the mall right after work in like work clothes, okay? I'm an intern for RDOT, okay? So you can imagine that I'm wearing like some worn out jeans, like with dirt on it, a t-shirt, maybe something like this over it. It's nothing crazy, nothing fancy. So I walk into the mall, park in a random spot because I don't know the mall as well as Melissa does. I literally drive around and I park. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to walk in. First diamond store that I see, I am going to it, okay? I walk in, and first store I see is literally called the Diamond Store. And I said, I'm not going there because I want to go somewhere where whenever I open it up, it's not going to be just, I know Diamond Store might not be generic, but I want it to be good, okay? Because I want to show effort into this. So the very next store that I saw was Kay's. And so I walked up there and I said, look, I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, this is a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, just glass cases, fancy LED lights shining down. I'm like, I am lost, okay? I don't know what I'm doing here. I need help. So I told the lady, I said, I need help. I pulled out her Pinterest board and I asked her, I was like, okay, well, here's pretty much what she's looking for. Here's her favorites. You can dissect this. I was eyeing Cooper. He's messing around over there. But you can dissect this however you want. Pick out whatever you think she would like most. So she goes through there and she's looking. She's like, okay, well, I see about 14 oval, heart, shaped stone. It's all going over my head. So I'm like, okay, well, just show me a ring that pretty much looks like what you think she would like, and we'll go with that. She brings me over to this section that I would have been lost. Okay, I wouldn't have known what to do. So she brings me to this section, and as soon as I look at that section, the first ring that I got is the last ring that I walked out with. Because I knew, staring at that ring, I said, this is perfect. I need to know the price tag on that. But of course, her job is to upsell, get as much commission as possible. So she shows me 2 other rings and that one because I told her I want that one. She shows me a total of 3 rings, gives me a price tag for all 3. I can't tell the difference between all 3, but there's different sizes as far as carats go.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that concept. So I told her, I said, well, give me that one. How much is this one going to be per month? So she told me a price, and I said, all right, that'll work. That's fine. So I gave a down payment on it. It works out. Here we are with the most beautiful ring that you could have thought of.
It is. It looks exactly like my Pinterest board. It does.
So if you're out there looking to get engaged, looking to get a ring for your girl,
Check the Pinterest.
that's step number 1. Check the Pinterest. Walk into Kay's Jewelers and say, hey, I need help. Another good question. This is one that I had to really think about because this is a really, really good question. It says, when did you realize you wanted to propose and or marry Melissa?
Oh, I'm excited for this.
That's a good one. Let me get a swaddle of water right quick and I'll let you know.
Did you say swaddle of water? You couldn't say swallow of water?
Swaddle. Okay. That's got emergency in it because I think I'm coming down with something.
Don't give it to me.
Okay.
Cover your mouth when you cough.
When did you realize you wanted to propose and or marry Melissa? Well, in high school, I didn't really have the vision that I do now. But I would say that it really started clicking. That was your sister. I would say that it really didn't start clicking as far as the future goes, as far as thinking about, engagement and proposal. That probably didn't start happening until, I want to say maybe even last year or a year and a half ago, something like that, is when it really started grinding the gears as far as thinking. And it's always been in the thought of my mind, like, this girl is going to be my forever kind of thing. It's always been there. But I didn't start thinking about it seriously until probably a year and a half ago. And a year and a half ago, I was broke. I still am, but you get what I'm saying. I didn't
Just
really
more
have
broke.
I didn't really have a lot of money, and I definitely didn't have the credit that I do now. It was just kind of one of those deals where I never really had a good opportunity. But I think now was a really perfect time because I've matured a lot since then, and I've really developed, I guess we both have, into who we are today as far as young man, young woman kind of thing. Where's the honeymoon is the next question. Where's the honeymoon?
We're not sure yet, but we really want Hawaii.
She wants Hawaii. I am good with whatever.
Hawaii.
Okay, so one thing you'll learn as far as this relationship goes is there's one person who really cares, okay, and it's her, okay, because and it's not that I don't care, it's just that I am the most free-flowing boyfriend or fiance.
You haven't got used to that yet.
You get what I'm saying? I'm the most free-flowing guy that you will ever meet. It's insane. When's the kid is the next question.
A very, 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 very times 100 long time from now.
I think she's being a little exaggerated.
Cooper is my child.
Yeah, we already have a kid. Whenever he gets old, we'll
get him a friend one day.
Yeah. Last question is, what was your first impression of each other? I'll let you go first.
My first impression of Cody was that he was a little strange. And he really had some energy every day at 7 a.m. and I could not understand why when everyone else was wishing they were back in bed. But he was always so peppy and full of energy. But yeah, I thought
Guess
he was
I
a
still
little
am.
yeah, still. But I also thought he was cute, so we just went with it.
Fun fact, by the way, we were very close best friends. We even call each other brothers and sisters
Yeah.
before we started dating. And somebody asked me, they were like, "So what about you and Melissa?" And I was like, "No, I
Never
couldn't do
happened.
that. Never happening. That's not gonna happen." And
It
yeah,
happened.
it did happen, and I wouldn't change a thing. But my first impression for Melissa, I don't remember much in ninth grade, but what I do remember is me looking over and I was like, dang, she kind of cute though. Okay. And then I think, did we get to choose our groups for that?
I don't remember.
I think,
That was
okay.
ninth grade of high school.
I was always the kid who got left out of groups. So I can imagine that I had no group to go to. And it was you and Caitlin.
And Justice.
And Justice, yeah. And y'all needed a group member. And so I was like, well, I need a group. So let me just intervene here. And so I started talking to you and Caitlin and Justice. We ended up being best friends, all three of us, that year.
4 of us.
It seemed like every corner I would take, she'd be there with me. We'd go to each other's lockers and hang out after school. And it was really awesome. I mean, it was like the best friend that I could have asked for. And it seemed like somehow she kind of bridged the gap where it was like I was comfortable enough to where I would treat her like, like a guy best friend, but I would have that sort of tenderness and sensitivity about it to where I would treat her like a girl best friend too. And it was like, I don't know, it was something magical where it seemed like, it was never an awkward moment. It just felt like we kind of linked. And it worked out. And looking back, I mean, I could see how, we were meant to be from the beginning, but I could see how I also could have missed my shot. My first impression was that, she's kind of cute. And we ended up getting that project together, and we ended up best friends and developed into what it is now, and I'm forever grateful for it. So
Wouldn't change a thing.
sorry if this episode was kind of boring. It was kind of like settling down, sitting down with Cody and Mel, answering some questions you guys send. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't yet, are you going to make a Facebook page?
I can.
Yep. Okay. We're going to have a Facebook called Cody and Mel. I've been working on this episode for quite some time, and it's actually a going back to school episode, tips, hints, hacks, whatever you want to call it. That's what I've been working on. It had a lot of edits. Special guest is in it. That's going to be our next episode, episode 3. We'll give you a sneak peek right about in a second because we have an Instagram. Cody and Melissa 19 is going to be our Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll give you that sneak peek into episode 3 right now.